So my friends are like, well, girls, how did you switch from Adobe Premiere Pro to DaVinci Resolve? Like, what's the process like? And furthermore, how in the heck do you color grade in DaVinci Resolve? It looks all confusing. There are these little node thingies going on. What the hell? That's what I'm here to teach you today, guys. Stay tuned. Okay guys, so we're gonna make this real quick and we're gonna get straight into this. All right, now let's go to the desktop here and I'm gonna bring up and start up Resolve. Okay, so I'm using Windows today, guys, but I'll try to keep up with for you Mac users as well. All right, so we're opening up here. This is our opening screen and I'm going to load an Untitled project. Okay, in my media pool, I'm going to search for something that I can use in to color grade. All right, so I got my shot here and I'm going to drop it into my media pool. That's the first step. I'm going to right click on the clip in media pool and create new timeline using selected clips. I'm just going to name this St. Kitts. It's a beautiful island in the Caribbean. Be sure to visit it. And what we're looking at is the Brimstone Hill Fortress. Okay, I'm gonna hit the edit page now, which I've just done. I'm gonna mute the sound because I don't need the sound. All right, and here's our clip. Now this is a Blackmagic RAW file, guys, but many cameras that come out today have flat profile colors or log files, right? So this will be a great example still of a log file. I'm not gonna do too many camera raw adjustments in this one, right? So follow along and hopefully your footage, once it's log, will be able to work as well. Even if it's not log, you can still take some advice from this tutorial. Okay, my next step is to go into the color tab down here at the bottom, color. And as you can see, you're like, well, what the heck is this? Well, guys, this is called the node tree. All right, the node tree is a form of layers, but instead of top to bottom like Adobe layers, this is more a left to right situation. So it's like a tunnel going from left to right, in and out. Okay, remember that. My first step here, I'm gonna use what I call the LUT color grade. Okay, now if you don't know what a LUT is, I don't have much time to explain that, so Google it or YouTube it. What is a LUT? I'm gonna right click here, go to my LUTs, 3D LUTs, Blackmagic Design, because that's the shot that I have. So I'm gonna use a Blackmagic preset, but you can use whatever other preset for your camera. There's Olympus, Panasonic, Red, Sony, you name it, it's all here. Okay, Blackmagic Design. I'm using the 4K film to video version 4. Right, so this is what I get. Now to keep a better structure or to be more organized, you can actually name your LUTs. Okay, so I'm going to right click here, I'm going to click on node label. I'm just going to title this LUT. Okay, now do I like this LUT? It looks fine, it looks okay. I'm gonna hit P for preview, so it gives me a full screen here. It looks, it's okay, but I'm not a fan of the Blackmagic LUTs. I basically use Blackmagic LUTs as a foundation. All right, so I'm gonna show you real quick now how I manipulate this LUT, or LUTs in general. Okay, hitting P to get back here. All right, on my keyboard, I'm going to be using keyboard shortcuts, guys, but you can right click and you can actually get your options here. To add a node, you right click, you go to node and see add serial node. But right now what I'm going to be doing, I'm going to be adding nodes behind the LUT. okay, not in front the LUT. If you put nodes in front the LUT, then basically you're now starting to add a look to the LUT. But we don't want to add a look to the LUT. We want to manipulate the LUT. So therefore, you have to start before the LUT. To add a node before the LUT, I'm gonna use Shift and S. That creates a LUT before. And I'm gonna do a few of these, because we're gonna do some serious editing here, guys. It's gonna be awesome. Now, as you can see, I like to organize my LUTs in this way. I mean, you could do it however you want to do it. You can move LUTs wherever you want to move your LUT. But I find that doing my LUTs in this particular structure keeps me more organized, and I can see where my lines are going. Alright, now the first thing I want to do is get a proper white balance by selecting the eyedropper tool at the bottom left, selecting a white area on the screen, and basically get a rough idea of what your white balance is. I chose the clouds, obviously the white. I'm going to name this WB for white balance. Next, I'm going to mess with my contrast. I'm going to name this contrast, and I'm going to use my curves. Alright, I'm going to bring my shadows down a bit, shadows down, and highlights up. Right away you can see a noticeable difference. Let's put this full. Not bad. If you press Ctrl or Command D, it will deactivate that node, and you can get to see a comparison of what it looks like. It's not bad at all. Next, depending on what kind of camera you have on the project you're doing, I like to add sharpness, because some color profiles, some log profiles, reduce sharpness when it's shooting, so you have more control over your footage, right? So I head into blur, and the radius, I'm going to lower this to 0.47. Now guys, be careful with this. You don't want to go too low on it, because then you can get over sharpening. 0.47 is what I find the maximum sharpness I can get for the Blackmagic Pocket cameras. Alright, and you can see a before and after, but you won't really see, well, I see a difference. I do see a difference here. That is awesome. I don't know if you're seeing this, but if you look right here by the water, the shore. Anyway, moving on, it looks awesome. It's starting to look fantastic. Next, when you're using log files, it usually desaturates the file, so I'm gonna name this node saturation, SAT for short, and I'm gonna head down here below my color wheel, hit number 1, and SAT is at 50. I'm going to set this to 70 and see what happens. And immediately there's a noticeable difference here again. Alright, keep in mind guys, what we're doing is primary color grading. You can do secondary color grading after you give it a look, a film look, whatever look you want to give it, you can do it. I'll probably show you if I have some time after this. Alright, great. So we have our white balance, contrast, sharpness, saturation. In some cases, you might be shooting, you might get some overexposure in your shot. You can actually adjust that by adding another LUT. I'm going to add a LUT in front of saturation, so therefore I'm going to press Alt S, or on your Mac it's Control S, and I am going to call this high and shadow, highlights and shadows, highlights, however you want to put it. Now in this, I usually use the number 2 down here in the bottom, and I adjust shadow and highlight. You can mess with it, see what happens. Raise the shadow. For me, raising the shadow made a difference here. It's really nice. And I'm gonna lower the highlights a bit. That's a nice balance right there. Let's preview that full screen. I'm liking that. I'm really liking that. And if you want to see a comparison, well, your full before and after, you can actually press Shift and D on your keyboard, and you'll be able to see full behind and after. Now coming from this to this is looking really good. This is looking awesome, guys. But there's way more we can do with this. Alright, so let's get crazy. Let's get crazy. My saturation is already up. I don't need any more saturation. The ocean looks great, but the greens, I don't know. I think you could be more lush in the greens, you know. So let's see. I'm gonna create another LUT by Option S or Alt S on your keyboard. And I'm just gonna call this color balance. Now in nodes, you can go all crazy with this, all right? This is in no way set in stone. This is just a workflow that I use personally. It works for me. I can even use this same workflow, eliminate the LUT, and create the same look. Alright, so in color balance, I am going to select a particular color using the qualifier tool. Thou shalt not fear the qualifier tool. This is a very powerful tool, guys. Now, this tool, some people might say this is secondary color grading, but as I said, I'm going all out here, okay? I'm gonna select the green. I'm gonna click the picker with the plus and select other areas of green that I want to modify. The darker greens, the lighter greens. Right, head back here, and now we can see. I don't want to modify the ocean or the sky. So I'm going to go to my window tool. I'm going to select the pen tool, and I'm going to quickly draw around this mountain with my pen tool. This is the area of focus. Up and connect. Shift that over. Alright, so here we go. I'm also gonna get some softness. Well, no. I'm going to soften the outside a bit, so we get a bit of a feather here, and the inside just a little bit. Now that has happened, I'm gonna head to my gain wheel. I'm gonna try adding a little more green, and immediately you can see a significant difference. right there. Look at that. That is beautiful. That is awesome. I like that look. Not too much now. And what I'm also gonna do, I'm gonna head back to my curves and I'm gonna lower the shadows a bit. There you go. Just dropping the shadows so it balances out with the rest of the scene nicely. See what happens with the highlights. Bring the highlights up a bit, creating that nice curve right there. Just creating more contrast here. Nice contrasty look. That looks fantastic. I'm going to preview that. So this was the before, this is the after. Coming from the Caribbean, I just love green colors. I'm used to it. Green just pops. Now, as you can imagine, you can go wild with this. This is sort of secondary grading. Sort of. So what I've done is mix primary grading with a bit of secondary grading. Now, let me show you what the full secondary is like. I'm going to be editing after the LUT now. So I'm going to create a node after this LUT. I'm just going to call this look. Because at the end of the day, we want to see a cinema look, right? So an offset wheel, and remember this is in no way setting stone, no way. I am, well actually, I'm gonna go to my log wheel because once you shoot in log, you could do way more with your looks. In the shadows, I want to give this a cool look. So I'm going to push on my blues in the shadows. I'm also going to try pushing some yellow or gold in the highlights. And the midtones, I'm going to try purple. I'm just going wild here, guys. I probably haven't even tried this look before, but you never know what you can get. And I find pushing colors in log is more subtle than the primary wheels. I'm gonna head to the primary wheels now, and in gamma, I'm gonna add some warmth, because we're in the Caribbean, right? We're warm people. In shadow, some blue. It's gonna darken the ocean a bit. Straight across with some purple. And bright, like a mix of purple and blue right there. And then on the offset, I'm gonna push a bit more turquoise, blue, sky blue, somewhere in there. Just a little bit. You can push these wheels around and you'll be surprised what you get. Okay, so I'm just gonna leave that. It wasn't meant to be. Alright, so here we go. Let's do a full preview. Wow. This is log. This is after log. This is primary grade, secondary grade. Primary grade, secondary grade. And what's cool with Davinci Resolve is you can actually put your letterbox here. If you go to timeline, output blanking, and I like to choose 3.35. You get that cinematic crop look. Just makes it look awesome. There you go. That's a look, guys. That's awesome. Now, if you can see, there's some haloing going on above the hill. Now, that will be as a result of the softness that I did. We can fix that real quick. So I'll just head back to my window and adjust the outside. Still here a bit. And head more on the inside. That looks much better. Let's get the inside back up a bit. Guys, now we're talking. It's not perfect, but you get the gist. And you can also tap in a bit, scroll in, and adjust to suit. Oops. Could add more points. Wow, that looks great. I like that. That's awesome, guys. If I don't stop now, I'm just gonna teach you the entire the entire way of color grading in Resolve today, and I gotta save some more techniques for some more tutorials. All right, so for today I'm gonna stop here. I hope you learned a lot. If you did, give me a thumbs up. If you did not, you know what to do. All right, no hard feelings. Remember to subscribe to this channel, guys, for more updates, and ring the notification bell. Ring it, so that way when I drop new videos, you can get a notification one time. Leave your comments below. Let me know what you thought. If there are more different, if there's a different technique that you have, or if you have a video with other techniques, drop a line below. We would all love to see it. All right, we are sharing in this COVID-19 space at the moment. I'm bored at home. I decided to do a 101 on color grading because a few of my friends decided to switch to Davinci Resolve 16. I hope you found this video really helpful, right? Until next time, I'm your boy Kelvin, aka DJ Kels. Bye bye. This is awesome. So awesome.